Southfield. I'm Dave Wagner from WRCJ Radio and Detroit Public Television. I'm honored to be the Master of Ceremonies this evening. We will start the program with the presentation of colors by members of the Southfield Police and Fire Departments and the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Detail. Left. Turn. Present. Colors. Together, let's recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order, colors. Right, turn. Forward, march. And now, the music director of St. John Armenian Church in Southfield, Mr. Rupert Malian, will sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Cantor Malian. And now, Rabbi Yechiel Morris of Young Israel of Southfield will offer our invocation.
Heavenly Father, we've assembled here this evening to swear into office elected officials of our great city of Southfield. In this most wonderful moment, we ask that you take note of our dedication and commitment to the spirit of democracy, which has made our blessed country, the United States of America, so great and unique in world history. As we stand before you, we recognize and understand that the city of Southfield is a model for which American democracy stands. Southfield is a city of multicultural diversity. Our city is comprised of individuals and families of varying cultural, religious, and ethnic backgrounds. Our diversity is our strength. It has given us the opportunity to learn and respect the differences of our neighbors and to work together for the common good of our community. We offer our prayers that you allow us to continue to respect one another and live together in harmony and peace. In these challenging times of divisiveness and fracture within our great country, we ask that you help us recognize the common values that we share and enable us to work together in brotherhood for the common welfare of our fellow citizens. Allow us to channel our energy and passion to find common ground and uphold the biblical American principles of justice and compassion. Grant us the strength and resolve to move forward in unity and navigate through these difficult times so that we will be able to see and experience a better and brighter future. At this moment, we recall with sorrow the recent passings of longtime Southfield City Council members Joan Seymour and Cindy Lance. May their souls be bound up in the bonds of eternal life, and may you find favor in their years of dedicated service, as well as all the previous public servants who have faithfully served our beloved country. We also ask that you grant outgoing City Clerk Nancy Banks many more fruitful years of health, joy and productivity. Continue to bless her for her faithful and tireless service to our city, and accept our collective gratitude for her efforts as a living and eternal merit to her and to her family. And lastly, we pray this evening that you, the Supreme King of Kings, guard and protect the constituted officers of our Southfield government. Grant them insight and understanding to carry out their responsibilities with wisdom, honesty, and integrity. Allow them to humbly debate the great issues of the day in a spirit of mutual respect and harmony. Let them set aside personal ambitions and rather, mayor and council and all city officials work together for the common good of our city. Grant them success in their endeavors. Bless them with continued strength, vitality, and health for themselves, their families, and the outstanding residents and employees of our beloved city. May this be your will, and let us respond, amen.
Thank you, Rabbi Morris, for your thoughtful words. Please be seated. We're delighted to have you here with us tonight to help wish well our elected local officials for many effective years of work on our behalf. First, we wish to acknowledge several of the dignitaries who are also here with us this evening. Joining us this evening are federal, state, and county officials or their representatives. I would ask you that you please hold your applause until I've introduced all of them. And please stand and remain standing as I call your names. State Senator Vincent Gregory is with us this evening. Also, State Representative Jeremy Moss. Oakland County Commissioner Janet Jackson. Our former City Council members, Suzanne Goldstein and Bill Latimer. From the 46th District Court, Judge Cynthia Arvent, Chief Judge Sheila Johnson, Judge Deborah Nance, and Chief Judge Cynthia Thomas Walker of the 50th District Court. Also, Judge Leonard Lloyd of the 36th District Court, retired. And from the Southfield Public School Board, Charles Hicks. Have I missed anyone at all? I hope. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Please stand. And let's give everyone a round of applause. Now it's my pleasure to introduce City Clerk Nancy L.M. Banks, who will administer the oath of office to our newly elected city officials.
Thank you, everyone. Before I administer my last official duty as your city clerk, I would like to personally congratulate the Honorable Mayor, Council, Treasurer, and our new city clerk. It has been an amazing 43 and a half years working in this beautiful city. I would like to personally thank all the residents who believed and trusted in me for these past 18 years. It has been an honor and privilege to serve you. I would also like to thank all the hard-working employees of this great city who work diligently every single day to make Southfield the great city that it is. I would be remiss if I didn't personally thank my amazing staff. You have been a part of my team. You are great, and I love you. Thank you. Last but not least, I would like to thank my loving family and my wonderful husband who have supported me and have been by my side every step of the way. Thank you. I love you. Enough of that. Mr. Mayor, would you like to step forward so I could administer your oath? If you will raise your right hand, please. Do you hereby swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of this state, and the Southfield City Charter, and that you will faithfully perform the duty as the mayor in and for the city of Southfield, County of Oakland, state of Michigan, according to the best of your ability?
Absolutely.
I need you to sign the book.
Yeah, I've got to sign.
Let's make it official.
And
Right here, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. There you go.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If I could have the 3 council members up here, please. The 3 council members, the newly elected council members would come forward. Does it say, wait a minute, we have 3 now, right? Come on, I don't bite. Okay, if you'd like to raise your right hand, please. Do you hereby swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of this state, and the Southfield City Charter, and that you will faithfully perform the duties as councilperson in and for the city of Southfield, County of Oakland, state of Michigan, according to the best of your ability? I will. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. I'm going to look at you next time. Thank you. And if the city treasurer will come forward, please. If you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you hereby swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of this state, and the Southfield City Charter, and that you will faithfully perform the duties as a Southfield treasurer in and for the city of Southfield, County of Oakland, state of Michigan, according to the best of your ability?
I will.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. And if we could have our new city clerk come forward, please. If you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of this state, and the Southfield City Charter, and that you will faithfully perform the duty as city clerk in and for the city of Southfield, County of Oakland, state of Michigan, according to the best of your ability? I will. Congratulations. Thank you. And I think we're through here. Thank you.
A very happy evening for everyone tonight, and although they are not part of tonight's swearing-in ceremonies, they are here with us, elected officials, Councilman Daniel Brightwell, Councilman Donald F. Fracassi, and Councilwoman Tanya Morris. Next on our program is a brief City Council meeting. Mr. Mayor, members of City Council, Mr. Treasurer, and Madam Clerk, would you please take your seats for the meeting?
I will call this meeting to order. This is a meeting of the Council for the City of Southfield for November the 20th, 2017. We've already had roll call. No, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Brightwell.
Here.
Fracassi.
Here.
Morris.
Here.
Mandelbaum.
Here.
Taylor.
Here.
Cruz. And Frazier.
Here.
Mr. President, you have a quorum.
Thank you. We have one item on our agenda this evening, and that is election of officers. The floor is open for nominations for the position of Council President, and I nominate Mr. Dan Brightwell for the City Council President.
Second.
Is there any other nominations? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is carried. Now the floor is open for the office of President Pro Tem. And for those in the audience, the President Pro Tem is like the Vice President, and if the President can't make a meeting or is unavailable for the meeting, then the Pro Tem takes the seat and the chair of the President. So the floor is open for President Pro Tem, and I nominate Mr. Ari Mandelbaum.
Support.
Michael Ari Mandelbaum.
Support.
Are there any other nominations for President Pro Tem? I declare the nominations closed. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is carried. For the audience, this is my last official duty as the Council President, and I will hand the gavel over to our new President, Mr. Daniel Brightwell.
As the new chair, and according to the program, I will be opening the program up to remarks by our mayor. Thank you.
Well, good evening once again. I want to say special greetings to State Senator Vincent Gregory, State Representative Moss, County Commissioners who are here, City Clerk Hawkins, our recently retired Clerk Banks, former Councilwomen Goldstein and Talley, Treasurer Lowenberg, our council members, City Administrator Zorn, justices of the 46th District Court and other courts who are present, and ladies and gentlemen. For some time now, we continue to hear of legislative dysfunction in Lansing and Washington, D.C., and that fortunately has not been the case in the city of Southfield. The relationship between the city administration, the city council, and the mayor has been excellent for these past 2 years. A team was formed in November 2015 that works well together with a high degree of mutual respect and, most importantly, the ability to compromise when differences arise. Consequently, a great deal has been accomplished over the past 2 years. I am proud of what we have collectively been able to get done and look forward to even further progress in the years ahead. As I've said many times before, Southfield is an established inner ring suburb. And as such, our future is tied to renew, refresh, redevelop, reinvent. Our progress these past 2 years is reflective of that. We have launched many initiatives to renew our housing stock and raise property values, including council support for the Neighborhood Revitalization Initiative, which has taken over 95 foreclosed properties, rehabbing them in partnership with Habitat for Humanity Oakland, and selling them at market value to homeowners, not landlords. We have had a large influx of volunteers assist homeowners with home and yard renewal. Too many to name, but allow me to acknowledge a few of them: Oakland Rebuilding Together, the Oakland County Home Improvement Program, the Southfield Parks and Garden Club, the Big Rake, largely supported by students from Lawrence Tech and Southfield Public Schools, and Habitat for Humanity's Rock the Block. In all, nearly $6 million has been expended on neighborhood support. And I would note, almost none of these dollars have come from local taxes. Going forward for 2017-2019, we will continue to embrace the renewal of our housing stock and see new housing constructed. Our crackdown on landlords has resulted in a backlog of rental property inspections. We will work to clear this backlog in the year ahead. Additionally, we will launch a new tool for housing renewal in 2018. These are 2 neighborhood enterprise zones. Income-eligible property owners in 2 areas of the city will be able to apply for a tax reduction in exchange for major home improvements. Reinvention and redevelopment is taking place at the former Northland Mall and in the Southfield City Center. In the 23 months that the city of Southfield has owned this historic mall, a great deal has been accomplished. The reinvention of Northland, the shopping center that changed retailing worldwide and then became obsolete, is the most complicated and largest project ever undertaken by the city of Southfield. Yet in this relatively short time, the former mall has not turned into a blighted property. A vision and design standards for the property have been developed. A broker has been retained who has begun marketing the site. A bid for the second Amazon headquarters was submitted in conjunction with our regional partners. The removal of environmental hazards is about 75% complete, and the first phase of demolition is currently underway. Our next steps include resolving a myriad of easements tied to the property so that clear title may be gained, establishing a storm water management plan for the 125 acres, development of creative and innovative ideas for the basements and tunnels at the mall, and resolving issues with adjacent properties, including the former Vibe Credit Union, the boarded-up Montgomery Ward Auto Service Center on Greenfield, the long-vacant Plaza Hotel, and the Reynolds Aluminum Building. Evergreen Road has had a transformation, and much more is to come. Besides the complete renewal this major city artery, we will continue to add pedestrian amenities and public art to Evergreen and the surrounding roads in the city center district. In the next 2 years, we hope to make the city center vision a reality with construction of a mixed-use development on the city-owned land across the street from here. This spring, we will see several new art installations, including the Red Pole Park on the Northwestern Highway Service Drive. Southfield's interest in promoting public art has gained attention beyond the city limits. We now have 5 pieces of art donated to the city and a donated creation of a phenomenal natural art installation known as the Boulders at Carpenter Lake. All come to us. And if you haven't been out to Carpenter Lake, it's not finished yet, but I invite you to do so. Meanwhile, work continues on the restoration and placement of the Northland Art Collection purchased through private donations. And speaking of roads, Southfield has led Oakland County in road construction for the past 3 years. Another big year is ahead. We are tentatively projecting to spend $32.5 million on major roads and neighborhood streets. 9 Mile Road between Lasher and Telegraph and 11 Mile between Arlington and Bell Road are on the schedule, along with Winchester and streets in several neighborhoods for 2018. The separation of sanitary and storm sewers will continue in the 10 Mile Greenfield area so as to reduce the likelihood of flooded basements. Phase 1 of this work was completed this year. As much as we all dislike the detours and the orange barrels, they are a necessity as we go about continuing to rebuild our infrastructure. I would add that much of the construction has been made possible by the city's success with its aggressive pursuit of road construction grants and the voter-approved 2004 road bond. Once again, as an established community, municipal facilities also need to be refreshed. In January, we will reopen the Beachwoods Recreation Center following a $2.5 million renovation of that facility. The planning department will be working on updating the city's capital improvement plan next year. Our Parks and Rec and fire departments are planning concrete and equipment repairs and further updating their facilities in 2018. And citywide, we will continue to address ADA compliant issues. Sadly, we are living in an age of mass shootings and in a politically charged climate. Thus, security is a real concern. The 46th District Court is developing a plan for increased security, while the Recreation Department will be planning the same for city parks. We challenge the police and building departments to work with the private sector in an expansion of security cameras in commercial and public spaces. We support the goals of the Parks and Recreation Department and Human Services to increase senior adult programming and outreach, and at the same time work with the goals of our Commission on Senior Adults to earn certification as an AARP age-friendly community. In our Human Resources Department, we want to see a streamlining of city hiring process and the aggressive hiring of police officers and firefighters to the budgeted staffing allocations. We continue to have many retirements taking place in these departments, keeping our counts lower than budgeted. We support the creation of a firefighter cadet program to complement the police cadet program. Our citizens want more officers on the street, and for some police functions, sworn officers could be replaced with civilian employees. In a recent meeting with city department heads, I heard a unified call for greater use of technology to further operational efficiencies and to improve the customer service experience. We would like to see an online application process for building permits, facility requests, complaint tracking, a payment system for various services and fees, and so forth, and a greater use of social media to provide updates on road, water, and sewer projects. Last spring, the mayor and city council approved a joint resolution pledging to do what we can locally to reduce energy consumption in support of the 2016 Paris Climate Accords. This city has set goals to reduce natural gas consumption by 15% by 2021 and decrease electrical usage from 2016 levels by 2021 by 33%. I am calling for a review of our street lighting system and the conversion to LED lighting. We enjoy a tremendous town-gown relationship with Lawrence Tech. I want to explore how we might expand on the collaboration we presently have. We are grateful LTU is such a willing partner in our endeavors. With the new change in leadership at Oakland Community College, we hope to achieve the same. Just a few weeks into the 2015-17 term, the City Council, Mayor, and Administration sat down for a visioning session and the development of goals for the 2-year period that was then about to commence. The result was a blueprint that we followed and set the course of our actions for the administration and elected officials. I am requesting that the Council and the administration hold such a visioning session again next month. With finite financial resources, it is imperative that we determine our goals and set our priorities. Some additional things that I would like the Council and administration to consider in the next 2 years are a revised staff performance review process, an expanded staff recognition program, a remake of the city's website, expanded communication and marketing efforts, observances for the city's 60th anniversary, which will be next April, expansion of the Southfield Photo Prize competition that was launched earlier this year with great success, implementation of a new contract management system to better track city contracts for goods and services, preparation for the 2020 United States Census, expansion of library hours, continued condo and neighborhood association support, and the creation of a city charter commission to review and make recommendations for changes to the Southfield City Charter. I want to close this evening by thanking voters for their support in returning council members Cruz, Frazier, Montalbaum, and Taylor to office. And my congratulations to each of them on their election or re-election. I thank the voters for your faith in me as mayor, and I promise to continue to serve faithfully and with energy and integrity. I also congratulate Treasurer Lowenberg on his re-election and Sharika Hawkins on her election as our new city clerk. And I also wish to acknowledge our outgoing clerk, Nancy Banks. Mrs. Banks is a lifelong resident of the city of Southfield, a graduate of Southfield High School, and has worked in the city clerk's office for 43 years, the last 18 as an elected city clerk. Nancy has performed her duties in a superlative fashion, always looking out for our residents and our city. I wish to thank Nancy and wish her all the best in her retirement, and especially for a very well done. And finally, conspicuously absent this evening, I wish Councilman Lloyd Cruz a speedy recovery. We hope to see him back at the council table in the very near future. And once again, my thanks to all of you, and good evening to all.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I know the program indicated I should give remarks now, but I'm going to allow my newly elected and re-elected council members to give us some brief remarks, starting with Mr. Frazier.
I can get this microphone there. I want to say thank you to all of the people in the city of Southfield that have supported me in the last 2 years as council president. You've made my life much easier by not giving me the kind of a hard time that you could have. I hope that I served you well, and I hope that the things that I did during these 2 years will help make Southfield a better city, because that's what it's all about. We're all sitting around this table this evening and the days and months to come to make Southfield the kind of city that you want your friends and your relatives to be proud of when they come to visit you. So I want to thank my family, especially my wife. There were times when she bit her tongue a lot when I came home from council meetings, and then there were other times when she didn't bite her tongue. But that's all helpful to help me be the kind of president that I wanted to be and I had the vision of being. So I'm looking forward to the next 2 years on council, and I'm going to work just as hard as a council member as I did as a council president. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Good evening. I want to express my heartfelt thanks to the voters of the City of Southfield for electing me to the council. I am honored and humbled that you have placed your trust in me. I'm also honored that my council colleagues have put their confidence in me by electing me President Pro Tem. I look forward to continue working with all of you to moving the city forward. This journey began just over 4 years ago, but really started once I was appointed to the council. And I'm grateful to be able to serve. Being elected this time around encourages me to continue to be passionate about the city. Over the course of time, I've met so many new people who are just as passionate about our city. This past weekend in the Pavilion, Southfield held the International Festival, showcasing diversity through the city and the region. That diversity is what makes Southfield special. It is also what will allow us to continue to grow by embracing and capitalizing on new ideas. Thank you to all the voters that placed your trust in me, and to those who may not have voted for me. I hope to earn your trust over the next 4 years. I will work tirelessly on your behalf to help address challenges and to secure lasting and meaningful improvements to improve the quality of life in our great city of Southfield. Not only am I thankful for the support of the voters, but also for all the candidates who offer to serve their community and seek solutions on public issues. It is not easy to put yourself out there in a public forum, so I give credit to those with the initiative to do so. I also want to thank the city workers for taking my phone calls, which helped me better address and resolve issues. It is that type of support that makes my job easier, as well as makes us a community. I also want to thank our former clerk, Nancy Banks, for helping me and providing guidance on how the city works throughout my time on council. I also want to thank my supporters and volunteers, those who came with me walking through the neighborhoods, placing lawn signs throughout the neighborhoods, and those who stood in the cold on Election Day encouraging residents to vote. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank my family. My parents for giving me the feedback you can only get from parents, and helping me and my family while I was busy campaigning and for always being there. I also want to thank my beautiful wife, Bina, who, despite disliking politics, is always there supporting me. She helped fill the daddy role during the busy campaign season. To my children, Allie, Emma, and Ozzy, thank you for allowing me to be absent almost every Monday and then some. You're always asking to come along to a council meeting, and now you finally have the chance. Thank you for allowing me to work for the residents of Southfield, making it a better place for us all. Again, I thank everyone for the opportunity to serve. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming out tonight. I want to say thank you to everyone that came out and voted for me. I thank you for your support. I thank you for bringing me in first place. I came in at 19.23% of the votes. That was just amazing. I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for your vote and your support of me. I truly want to thank my family who endured over the last year this full campaign, especially my husband. I love you. My family has been there with me every step of the way. So have all of the voters. When you put your trust in me, you believed in me, and as I stated when I first started this campaign a year ago, that this is not just my campaign, it's the campaign of everyone here in the city. We were running this race together, and that's the way we proved it to be. I really and truly have poured my heart into this, and I want you to know that I will continue to do that over the next 4 years, and I ask for your continued support. I have so many people that I want to thank. My campaign manager, Ryan Wiley, who really stepped up, and we just was fearless. We never stopped. We were going 24/7 for the last year. So I want to say thank you for that. And I also want you to know that by you putting your support in me and your trust in me, that I will put that same kind of work and tenacity into everything that I do. I gave most people, when I called on you and talked to you, knocked on your door, I gave you my name and my phone number. Please keep that. I am your servant. I'm a public servant. I work for the good of the people, and that's what I want you to hold me to, and I pray that that's what you continue to help me to do, is serve you in the capacity that you voted me in to do. And I want to say thank you to all the people that helped me throughout this whole campaign, the people, the city workers that when I called on, you answered, all the businesses when I called on you, you answered, all the residents when I knocked on your door, you opened it, when I rang your phone, you answered. Those kinds of things really means a lot to me. Thank you very much, and I hope that I can continue to be your servant, your city council person that you trust and that you can talk to and contact over the next 4 years. Thank you.
Some very good remarks from our newly elected and re-elected council members. Everyone has pretty much been introduced, but I want to thank the citizens of Southfield for voting for me as a councilman in November of 2015. I truly enjoy my job as a city councilman, and it is a true statement that if you enjoy what you're doing, it is not work. I want to thank my council colleagues for having the trust and the faith in me to be council president, and for me to carry forward our agenda and to lead our legislative process. For that, I am truly humbled and honored to be recognized by this group of wonderful people, team members, to be their council president. And I also thank the elected and appointed officials of the city for being supportive of my efforts, of the efforts I put forth that improve the functioning of the city and operations of the city during my 1 year and 10 months on council. Furthermore, I want to thank the city employees who are the everyday face of our great city, who have been with us through the rough patches and strive every day to do a good job. Literally, every city employee I've had the pleasure of meeting has exhibited the energy and character that makes Southfield a great place to live, work, and play. Truly, I have a lot to be thankful for. But most of all, I want to say thanks to the most significant person in my life, every time I say this, I get emotional. The very lovely woman I gave a card to that is prominently displayed in her home. That card reads, "My heart is wherever you are." And I want to thank Judge Leonia Lloyd for caring for me, for believing in me, and for loving me. I truly love you, sweetheart. And finally, when I was sworn in, when I was sworn in November of 2015, I promised to work very hard to do good things for the citizens of Southfield And I have done that. I have literally done good things since I was elected in November 2015. And that's why I'm sitting in this chair tonight, I believe, because I worked very hard and I brought some good things to the table. To continue with that ethos in mind, I promise to lead this city legislative process by invoking Lincoln's statement, Abraham Lincoln's statement, that, and I paraphrase, the purpose of government is to do for people what they cannot do for themselves. To that end, this council and city will always be working for you, the citizens and visitors to the city of Southfield. Since I've been told that I am now a politician, I've always thought of myself as being a business person, but all my friends tell me now I've transitioned over to being a politician. I have come up with a couple of slogans, and one of them is, all is well with Brightwell. The other thing I want to say is that they told me I have to start doing this, and I have to. My friends told me I had to take more pictures, and I really don't take a lot of pictures. So, but I'm transitioning to the political atmosphere, to become part of the political class. Another thing is that, as been stated, I take calls every day. I do know individuals who watch this program on cable because every televised event, I get a call to explain something, at least one or two calls the next day. And I guess another part of the process is that of sloganeering, I know what steps to take and what calls to make. I'm sorry, I just got a note here. I want to try and make sure I cleared that. And I also want to make sure I recognize the clerk, the newly elected clerk, our re-elected treasurer, and I want to recognize our entire team. And feel free to call all of us at any time when there's a question and or issue that you might have. I want you to enjoy the holidays and have a happy Thanksgiving. I will now turn the program over back to our Master of Ceremony, Mr. Wagner.
Mr. President, I'm wondering if I may just make an added comment. I wasn't expecting all this kumbaya, and I better thank somebody that supports me and gives me really the time to do all the things that I do, and that's Zach Ismail. I appreciate all the support and love that I receive. Thank you.
Hold on, Mr. Wagner. If the clerk, you would like to have a few words?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Sure. Thank you, President Brightwell. I would like to thank all of the distinguished guests here, the elected officials in Southfield, along with the elected officials here from Pontiac. I appreciate them coming out this evening. Lansing as well, our State Rep Jeremy Moss, our State Senator Vincent Gregory, I do appreciate your presence this evening. I want to thank the residents of Southfield. In this past election, it's been quite historic, and voting me in as the first African-American city clerk in this city. It's at 36 years old to be considered a trailblazer. I do put homage into our Honorable Councilwoman Barbara Talley and our Honorable Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence for setting the path to make it a little easier for myself. So I stand on their shoulders in this process. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the outgoing clerk, Nancy Banks. We have committed together to ensure a seamless transition here in the city of Southfield. And we will work together to make sure that nothing is left behind and no services to the residents will be will fall off. So I'm committed to the edification of all of our residents. I'm looking forward to working with this council. I'm looking forward to working with the mayor and the administration. I'm excited to be here. And lastly, I have to thank my family, my mother, my father, my brother, my son who's over there in the back, my godchildren, and my husband. This is truly a family win. The campaign was very long and difficult. And during that time, my family and we lacked for nothing because he stood in the trenches for me. And I'm like Brightwell, getting a little choked up. And outside of God, my husband is my everything, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me during this campaign trail. And I appreciate you believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. And I appreciate that. And lastly but not least, one of my professional mentors who has been fantastic and always lends words of encouragement. Chief Judge Walker is here, and I'm excited. Thank you for coming out. She's always been a person I could call at any point, and during this campaign, always been a person that I can call and talk to. So I'm very thankful for that. And I just want to thank all the residents again. I'm eager to serve, and if you're watching, I'll be here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Thank you.
Mr. Lowenberg.
I just briefly want to thank everyone again, also all the people that came out to support me. And it's important as an elected official to always remember who you work for. You work for the people, all the residents of Southfield. You can never let it get to your head, let the power overcome you. You have to always keep yourself humble, and that's what I strive to do every single day. And I work for you, all our residents, and anytime I could ever be of assistance, my door is open, my phone is open for everyone, and I strive to continue serving you for the next 4 years and many more to come after that as well. Thank you very much, and thank you also to my lovely wife and family. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to fulfill my dreams and be able to fulfill my passion of serving the people. Thank you.
Mr. Wagner.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to
Go
make
ahead.
a comment, if I may, before
Okay.
the boss gets up to the microphone. I had a long speech to make. How much time do you have? No, I would like to congratulate the new officers, the council. We have a great council and a strong council and mayor, great administration and great people working for the city of Southfield. We can accomplish a lot. I want to also pick on Nancy a little bit. You know, come on, Nancy, stand up. You know, I knew Nancy who remembers civil defense? Nancy was civil defense queen way back in when, Nancy? Come on, help me out. Yeah, 72, 73. And she's been a bright addition to our city, and her family and her husband. And you know, it's really neat when someone who's lived here and has given so much from the very beginning, I should say, back in the civil defense days, and has been around and contributed so much. And I know our new clerk will do the same thing, benefit everybody here in this community. I think we got a great team and look forward to working with them. I'd like to also, since people are recognizing people, I'd like my wife to stand. I'm going to embarrass her. But she stuck me with, this is going to be my 49th year with the city. This is going to be my 49th year starting this year, and she's hung in there and raised 6 children on her own. So very proud of her, and let me do my thing. Thank you.
Chair, I too wish to congratulate all of the newly elected officials, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Mr. Wagner, I think we have exhausted the elected official, and he has to do the benediction. Oh. This meeting is adjourned.
finish our program tonight, Reverend Kimmy Regal from Northwest Unitarian Universalist Church will offer the benediction.
Let us enter into the spirit of prayer. God, we conclude our time together and we ask for your continued guidance and grace. We ask that these civic leaders feel our gratitude and trust. May they be given wisdom for the tasks ahead. Please help them to remember we are dependent on their good judgment. Our world is in need of wise leaders who speak and act from love and compassion. May their vision be clear and ever forward-looking, and still may they not forget to honor the past and be humbled by its memory. We ask your care in keeping these servants safe and protected. May they be strengthened in their trials and courageous in their actions. Please also protect their families and loved ones. May they feel your ever-abiding presence. Dearest God, you know our human family is divided. We ask to be given the strength to remove the arrogance and hatred which infects our hearts. We ask your help to break down the walls that separate us. Unite us. Continue to give us the strength of diversity. May we work together through our struggles and confusion to accomplish the will of divinity on this earth. May we be reminded that we are created of one blood. We are allies. We are partners. We are friends. Let us be healed by the power of love and united in the bond of compassion. Blessed be. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Regal. Our evening here is adjourned, and I'm sure the coming year will be filled with great things for the city of Southfield. We'll adjourn to the pavilion for a reception to honor our newly elected officials. Good evening and happy Thanksgiving.